So Driftland is coming up fast, not long now until round 1 of the BDC 2020. It's been a long wait, it's been a long off season, but it's coming up fast. So we've just released the driver the virtual line for round 1, and normally we would only sort of explain the line when it comes to the driver briefing at the actual event. But a lot of people now are putting so much more effort in doing the virtual driving, practicing, and
not just drivers either. Drivers, fans
fans as well. So people want to know, and it's sometimes very hard just to look at an image or see a line and do it correctly. So we wanted to put across roughly what we're expecting of the drivers to be able to do it. So for this year, I wanted to allow us to do something different. So like for the last sort of 3-4 years, we've done the same line really at Driftland, give or take the same line, similar clips, and we wanted something new. And you've got to find cool stuff, you've got to try new things, and they might not always work, but I sort of gave Simon free rein to go, can you come up with anything new? And I'm really happy with what he's come up with. I think it's a really cool track. It's gonna definitely,
test the drivers.
Yeah,
definitely. I think it's going to test them. I think it's more technical. It might not be quite as fast on the entry, but I think it's definitely going to be more technical this year.
A different style of line.
Different style.
So if you want to run through basically from the start and explain what people needed to do.
Okay, so like Matt just covered there, it's not going to be quite as fast. Normally you're sort of covering about 60 miles an hour as you came into clip 1, which was where the wall was. We've had Stuart really testing behind the scenes, helping us out. Does this work? Will this work? Does this work here? Not just there's a piece of paper, draw the line out. So we've been working with Driftland very, very closely behind the scenes, which has been a real plus to be able to do that, because it's so far away. It's not something me or Matt could obviously get up and do. So that's been really, really good. This year, we're trying to make sure that we're going to make the lead line not as easy as possible, but as fluent as possible. And by doing that, it means you should then get the chase car door on door, which is what the fans want to see. And in fairness, as a driver, it's what we always wanted to do.
Good battles.
We want good battles, and I want tough calls. Brad wants tough calls, Ben wants tough calls. I want our job to be as hard as possible. So the easier I make the lead line, hopefully, and the smoother I make it, then effectively you then know where he's going to be, allowing the chase car then to really push hard. So that's my aim this year, is really to try and do that. Now obviously I'm limited with certain tracks because I've not got a big wide car park where I can just make what I want, but I think this year with Driftland we've done it, like I say, 4 years, 5 years plus. It's been the same line, couple of little tweaks on the clips. So other than that, this year we wanted to really make sure that we're trying to mix it up a little bit. So we've gone for a little bit more of a technical layout, which I think will work. The run-up is around 45 to 50 miles an hour this time, and it's going to be a flick entry. It's not going to be a handbrake. I think if you handbrake this one, you're going to struggle. Yeah. It's going to be more of a flick, and I think that'll also bring drivers up as well, rather than, well, I've got to do it, I'm going to have to learn it, I've got 3 days to get it right, I'm going to do it. Simple as. So, going through it, bear in mind this is an image. We may tweak it a little bit here and there. Maybe clip 1 will be a bit further, but we think where it is now will work, okay? So you're going to come in, it's going to be a flick in. Clip 1 is, although it's not going to be scored very highly, it's still going to be scored if you don't hit it, as you will lose points, because you're going to trap that nose of the chase car. Again, it's all emphasis on the lead line being good, makes a chaseable line. So as we come through clip 1, the line is always going to be the rear of the car. So as you can see there, we've got a front clip, because we know the front of the car will be over here. So all the lines this year that you see will always be where the rear wheels of the car should be, okay? Hence why the line goes away from clip 2, just to explain that. So as we come through, you're mid-track-ish, and you're on power the whole way. And you're gaining speed all the way to 3, 4, 5, 6. Your decel zone literally is going to be between 5 and 6, and it's the only one on the course this time, okay? So as you come round it, you're then going to be back on power, 7, 8, 9 and 10. The ones between 5 and 6 and 9 and 10 will be zoned out, so they will be complete zones. So you will be expected to be in the zone from 9 to 10 and also from 5 to 6, because we want a perfect line. Again, It's the narrow parts of the track where the lead car can trap the chase car, and we don't want that. The other place where you will get heavily penalised is from 3 to 4. There will be a dotted line on Driftland that will be painted on the floor, and that's simply for us, for visualisation for judges, to make sure that you don't drop the wheel too close to the curb, again trapping the chase car. So you can see where I'm going with this. We're making sure that the chase car has got the room that he needs to be able to put his car on your door. The only other thing is, as you come through 1 to 2, and obviously coming up to 3, if you get too aggressive there as a chase car, you're going to get yourself trapped. So again, a little bit where you've got to use your own brain and common sense just to be in the right place. We feel we've done as much as we can to make that happen. Now it'll be down to the drivers to make that happen. One other thing just before Matt jumps in is going to be the start line. Is we're going to try nose to tail. We think that's the way that we're going to make that work, simply because we feel that the chase car will lose more momentum going around this tight turn, whereas if we've got a nose to tail, you're going round together. We may move the start line again back a little bit. Again, that'll be a tweak. So that's not gospel, and that's not gospel. We may tweak that a little bit on Driftland once we get there. But we feel that side by side for this particular round won't work as good as starting nose to tail. Over to you, sir.
Cool. So yeah, Si's explained the basics of what we want from the drivers, and obviously for you guys at home who are playing, you can go onto the BDC website and you can actually download this track. So actually drive it yourself on a Assetto Corsa. So that's on the virtual downloads on the BDC.events website. We got a lot of views on the virtual that we've just released, and a lot of
positive as well.
A lot of positive feedback, which is great. That's what we want. It's obviously credit to you, so it's a good design track.
Hope so.
We'll see till after everyone's driven it, but it looks good. The bit that I think, like personally from a driver point of view as well, where I think we're going to see a lot of battles won and lost, and obviously qualifying not so good, is this initial sort
1 to 3,
1 to 3,
absolutely.
really important bit.
And that was what you brought up to me. You always play devil's advocate when I do the line and do the track. But that helps me really work it, and then you get to know where my thoughts have come from of why we were doing it. You know, as we were going to use clip 2 as clip 1, but we didn't want the lead car to be able to come over too early for that exact reason, which is why we put another clip in to keep him further out so he doesn't nip the nose off for the chase car.
So no one's going to be, we're not wanting loads of angle or anything like that across clip 1, and you can't really gain many points at all at clip 1. But if you're too far in the middle of the track and nowhere near that, you're gonna lose a lot of points. Correct. Because you're killing you're ruining it for the chase driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a huge thing. Simon mentioned obviously clipping zones between 5 and 6 and 9 and 10. Now previously, the second half of the track is obviously very similar to what we've done. It's been pulled out wider and added a clip here because previously a lot of people could sort of come quite shallow there.
Inside, and it always made, I think, a lot easier for the chase car. If he'd made the mistake anywhere from 6 or 7, he could always sort of get that back and finish strong. Whereas this way, doing what we're doing, yes, it may be a little bit slower here, but you're going to have to be more precision to get to this wall. And I feel that will make better driving, again, better battles. So that's the reason why we've pushed it out. Again, we've had Stuart run the line a couple of times, and he really says it looks fantastic and it feels great, and you're on power literally from transition after 2 all the way around. A quick, obviously slow down period between 5 and 6, and then you're back on feather power and then full power to finish. So in fairness, I think you're going to have some really good, tough, close battles. I hope so.
Perfect. Well, that's what we want. We want good action to entertain you guys and to keep the drivers happy. They want to have good fun. Sam's explained what we're wanting. What we'd like is some feedback on what you think to the line even more, now that we've explained exactly what we're after.
Yeah, I think a few people were obviously a little bit concerned about this being too straight, and obviously on the other diagram, which is why we've now gone with the rear of the car, now it shows you the arc, whereas when the normal line, it used to come straight through here and then back on, it looked straight and it's not actually straight. It was a bit deceiving. So the rear of the car is the entire line, so that's why you don't see it right up against clip 2. that makes more sense of where you'll be on angle, and it's not a power rally. You know, you're not going to be literally putting the power down as a rolling burnout. You are actually on angle carrying it through.
I'm really interested as well is seeing some of you guys at home, seeing you actually do the line on a Assetto Corsa and maybe upload it, show us it, and we'll give you some feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
On what we think is good and bad about the line and where you're going right and where you're going wrong. You know, you guys at home might be better than drivers on the grid potentially.
Possibly so. Yeah.
So listen, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has sort of explained what we're after a lot more. We'll go in depth a lot more at the event with the drivers, you know, one-on-one.
It's nice to share it with the fans as well, you know, so they understand it on the day, maybe on the live stream, or obviously if they're allowed to come, whatever. But at least they've got a better understanding it, and I think that's what we're wanting to do this year as well, isn't it? Involve the public more. You've got a lot of tricks up your sleeve for that, to hopefully involve the public. More news on that as it obviously, you know, comes from Matt, but you know, quite excitable things coming for the BDC this year. Fair play to them, done a good job. But yeah, I think it'll be really, really good.
Brill, thanks for watching everybody, and like I say, get on the website, download the track, have a go at it, and let us know what you think.
See you at Driftland.
See you there.